What's up, trade crew? Welcome back to another episode of HVAC R&D with Rhydon and Dennis. It is Thursday, January 4th, 2024. We made it through. I know it sounds like I'm dragging ass because I am. Got a cold as along with everybody else I know. But yeah, we're going to go through the year, see what we had, see what we accomplished, what we failed on, and we're going to have a few drinks too while we're doing it. So without further ado, let's get it going.
Yeah, come on. So what's up, trade crew? Like Dennis said, welcome to 2024. HVAC R&D's back, hoping this will be the biggest year ever, which is what I'll probably say every January going forward. Because, you know, the sky's the limit, onward and upward, let's roll. This episode is brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Keystone Sales Associates, the premier PHVAC manufacturer's rep in the Mid-Atlantic, as well as our other platinum sponsor, One Thing Marketing. Thank you so much to Bob and Brittany's team. We could not have done so many things in 2023 if it were not for both of your companies supporting us and backing us up. So thank you so much. We're excited to continue those relationships going into this year. A lot of big stuff planned. So definitely big thanks to them for everything they've done for us. As always, how much are you guys loving HVAC R&D? We had some great growth on all of our platforms last year, and we're asking whether you're listening on Pandora, Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music. I know that's become a fave of a lot of people here lately. Please get on there wherever you listen to us. Follow us, like us, rate the show, leave us a review, share us with your trade crew. Let's continue to spread the word of our fun but educational, sometimes, show in HVAC.
Dave, I know you're listening. Just go ahead and grab your phone and hit like on there. I just throw out a random name. There's got to be a Dave listening. It was just like, holy crap.
There's at least got to be a Mike. Any Mikes out there?
Yep.
So please like, follow, subscribe, as YouTube would teach you. But we're not over there. Well, we are, but it just kind of auto posts. Whatever. Anyway, as we ramble into 2024, if you're interested in working with us, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, if you want to sponsor a one-off episode, run an ad, or work with us in any other capacity, please make sure to reach out through hvacrnd.com. You can get to us through the contact form there. You can also send an email directly to hvacrnd@gmail.com. Our social stats continue to climb. Instagram is in the 1530s. LinkedIn is pushing 400. TikTok crossed over 500. Our Trade Hounds is in the mid 1600s. So all of those are continuing to grow. Thank you everybody for liking and following us there. If you're looking for us on social media, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at hvac.rnd. And then you can find us on LinkedIn, Trade Hounds, and Facebook as the HVAC R&D Podcast. For any other information, please go visit our website, hvacrnd.com. Check out the mailing list. Join that down at the bottom. Also, go into the vendor hub if you want some more information on Keystone and One Thing Marketing. We're hoping to have some new partners added in there over the next couple of months as we get into this year. So if anyone's interested in participating in our vendor hub, contact us about that as well. And for all other information, What is it?
This is the year of the beer sponsor.
Oh, it's got to happen. We've got to find one.
It's happening. No, it's happening. It's happening. So
it's happening. Yeah. We will find a beer sponsor.
Anybody that's got a buddy making beer in the basement, hit us up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in.
Absolutely. And then, let's see. What else we got? Oh, yeah. And no more link tree in the bio. So any info, find us at hvacrnd.com, everybody. So thank you so much. I guess it's time to get this show rolling. D, what are you drinking?
Oh, well, I'm a little under the weather, obviously. So I've got my cup of ice here, brought to you by Green Dot Heating and Air. They give me this cool little cup with a handle on it. Looks like a coffee mug. Did some training out there. They are, where are they at? They're in Wilmington. So
I thought Green Dot was in Charleston. Or is it a different Green Dot?
Yeah, it might be a different Green Dot. Yeah, I was handing out swag, and they were like, here's you some swag. So I'm going to be trying a new concoction here. I've already had one, so it's definitely edible. Got my Apple Crown here. It's a little mini bottle there for you. Can't be just heavy pouring over here. And my AHA blueberry pomegranate water. So a little whiskey and water.
Nice.
Actually, yeah. Oh, let me get the little. Oh yeah. And these sparkling waters are sparkly for sure.
So I gotta
all right.
pull mine
I gotta get the hard stuff out so I can sleep tonight.
Gotta get the hard stuff out.
What you got? You got an interesting little 6-pack over there, don't you?
I do. Let me go read this one. Where is she at? All right. So, took a trip to Total Wine the other day. For one, it is the best priced Modelo 24-pack anywhere. I will say that.
Well, and they have everything.
Yeah. While I was there, I met a guy that worked for Armored Cow Brewing, which is down off J.W. Clay Boulevard here in Charlotte. So there's a couple of beers from them that are in that little handy-dandy mix-and-match 6-pack, because I wanted to make sure we had some good stuff going into the new year. Make sure Zach was proud of me. So, today we are drinking a Blitzkrieg hop. It is a double IPA.
Oh, hey.
So this is out of my normal comfort zone, but I tasted it while I was there. It was pretty dang good. It is a 9.1%.
Yikes. There we go.
Does it have an IBU scale on here? It does not.
It's high.
Oh, yeah. So, Ayo, let's go. Prepare yourself to jam out to this Imperial IPA pumped with Galaxy, Citra, and Mosaic hops. So it says it is juicy, double, smooth, and fruity.
Okay.
So, let's see. There's a pop.
Still need a picture or something hanging up there.
Yeah, I can deal with that. Everybody knows that listens. I'm not a big IPA guy, but
Rhydon's a sour guy.
I'm a sour guy, or a lager, or a wit beer.
Yep.
Or a brown ale. I got a brown ale from them that we'll test out maybe next week.
I feel like I don't catch myself drinking brown ales much when I'm out.
No, not really.
I mean, I'm up here. These bars around Valdez are foothills, like it's craft beer mecca, man.
Yep.
Like all the little restaurants have any bar, I don't care what it is, they got some great beers on tap. But they're heavy. They lean on the heavy side.
So this is their second highest ABV percentage. They have one that beats it that's at 10.5. that's a stout. It's definitely stout.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tell you, you drink a 4-pack of these boys, you can be moseying onto the bed sideways.
Good night.
No, it's good though. It's almost got a...
Man, what's the flavor?
So it's meant to be... I guess, I don't know what a Galaxy hop is, but it's Citra Mosaic hops, but it almost has like a bit of a hint of a coffee flavor to it. Now, they do have a stout that's based with coffee.
I've noticed the higher you go on most of them, you get that touch of coffee.
Well, and it's dark. It's a dark IPA.
See, I can't drink coffee. Like, I hadn't got the taste for coffee. But to me, like Red Oak and some of those other red ales, they have a touch of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I don't mind it because it's not straight, just coffee. But I feel like every year I could try coffee and it'll just, one day it'll just be like, oh, it's just not bad. It ain't happening though. I love the way it smells though, for sure.
What's up, trade crew? This is Corey, the man behind the beats on the HVAC R&D podcast. Just scrolling through my phone here, looking at the swag shop. We got a lot of sick stuff on here. We got shirts, hats, stickers. Hey man, there's a beer pong set on here. Might have to check that out later. Anyways, yep. So this is your annual plug for the HVAC R&D podcast. It's at hvacrnd.com. Again, that's hvacrnd.com. Yeah.
All right. A little catching up. So I've been wanting to say this on the last few episodes, but we've had some guests and I just kind of went right by it. Best sales pitch ever is what I did on the phone. So, and Rhydon's got a little more of a backstory behind it. Apparently.
This is nice.
So I had a guy that me and Rhydon used to work with, and we worked for the same company when we were over, slinging the Rude product. And he's an outside sales guy, and he called me, and, I ain't talked to him in, I don't know, almost a year, probably. He calls me, and I'm like, what's he calling me for? And so what's up, man? He's like, yeah, just you told me there's something that I can do to fix these things when they go in the defrost. And I'm like, whoa, wait, what are you talking about? You talking about Rude or Bosch? He's like, man, I'm talking about Rude, man. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And he's like, I got my contractor with me. He's sitting in the truck. We're about to walk in and get some lunch. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And he said, so, if you could just tell me how you fixed that in the past. I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you how to fix that. And I said, all right, so what you're going to do is, I said, y'all listening? I hear them both talking, I was like, y'all got something to write it down? Because there's a lot to this.
Pen and paper. Let's go.
Pen and paper. Let's go. He's like, yeah. I said, all right, so you're going to, what you're going to do is you're going to kill the power, pull the disconnect. All right. And then you're going to take the low voltage wires loose, because we're going to rewire it. You got to take them loose. And then I want you to take the high voltage loose. He's like, what? I'm like, just follow me. And then I want you to cut the copper lines, slide it out of the way, and then slide a Bosch in there. And it won't ever make that sound again. He was like, you son of a bitch. The contractor was dying. I heard him. He's like, man. And then, he really wanted to say, no, for real. Like, what? How do we fix the Rude for making that sound? And I was just like, I wasn't going to tell him. I was just letting him ride on that for a little bit. And he's like, man. And then we started talking about Bosch. And he's like, yeah. The contractor said, yeah, I put one of them in. And then the sales guy was like, what? You put one in? And they were back and forth. And I'm just sitting there on the phone. And so yeah, I finally told him.
Too freaking funny.
I was gonna tell everybody on the show how to do it, but I don't know if I can because it bypasses the safeties.
Yeah, can't do that. The funny thing is, he called me. He called me today, and we were talking, and he said, "Man," as soon as I picked up the phone, I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "I don't know much. How are you?" I said, "Well, I heard you learned how to fix that unit." And he's like, "That bastard."
What I want to see is the notepad where he was writing it all down.
I know.
Pull, disconnect,
and then
unwire it.
I know. And then after that, he was like, "Man," he said, "that guy called me yesterday, and he's like, I got 2 more moose calls." And I was like, "Well, man, we know how to fix it." And he's like, "Shut up."
Yeah. Yeah. The deep on the single stage Copeland scrolls, when they go into defrost, like some products, they get the the moose call. I've had some really bad ones in the past, but what sucks is Rude put delays in there to fix it, and I think it actually made it worse, honestly. You just got to get rid of that delay. You could DM me if you want to know how to fix that.
DM me if you want to know how to fix it.
All right.
Jeez.
So, I always say I'm going to report back on stuff on here, and I never report back. So I have to report back. I am getting free car washes.
God, still,
well, but yeah, as long as that
awesome.
Whoever, yeah, when I go through the car wash at a Sam's car wash in North Carolina with my South Carolina tag still, which I got to change that, but my tag is HVAC RND. The thing just raises up because it looks at your tag. So somebody out there has got the same tag.
Either got the same tag or who knows.
And they got a subscription. So I pull up. Now I don't even get my wallet out because I got to play it off for real. I pull up. He looks over at me and the thing raises and I'm like, all right, man, have a good one. I just roll on through there. So start putting that tag on all my cars. Roll through there.
I had a funny phone call yesterday. So when Chris and I got the house and we were buying a couple of pieces of new furniture, we bought them from Ashley, and I had a phone call yesterday that said Ashley store. I was like, what are they calling me for? So I pick up the phone. He's like, hey, dang it, what was his name? I can tell you, but anyway, he's like, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm the manager of the Ashley Home Store. I was like, hey man, what's up? He said, well, I just wanted to give you a call and let you know that when you were in here a couple of months ago buying y'all's bed, you were entered into a drawing and your name got pulled out. I said, oh, well, sweet. Well, what'd I win? He's like, well, actually, you won a discount coupon. We were going to see if you wanted to come in here and see what else you needed for the house and use your coupon. And I said, so I didn't win anything.
Dang.
I was like, so I didn't win anything. He's like, yeah. He's like, no, you won a 20% discount. I said, man, if I came in there and bought enough, you'd give me a 20% discount.
Who does that?
I was like, dude, I said, sales guy.
Discount.
I was like, I'm a sales guy too, man. I said, but that's not winning anything. I said, we're good right now. I appreciate the phone call. No, you don't get to
give me a lamp or something.
Yeah. I was like, you won something. What'd I win? Well, you won a discount. What?
No, it's not.
That's the worst sales pitch ever. We go from best to worst. I was like, no, man. No, I'm good. I'll order some more stuff on Amazon and put it together myself.
Yeah, because that's good. That's good footage anyway of Rhydon putting all this stuff together.
Jeez.
You got all your tools situated over there yet?
I mean, I've got my tools. We still haven't got the garage situated. I still have.
You gonna do like pegboard or something out there? Or?
Well, I've got a partial racking system from the previous homeowner that they just left screwed to the wall. But the problem is it's on the one wall that has power and water, which is where my new garage beer fridge that we bought during Black Friday needs to go. But we just hadn't had a chance to even get that set up I really was going to try to get it done over the Christmas break, but with Kristen being sick the whole time, it just never happened. Poor girl.
Yeah, everybody I know is sick. Jeez, it's I just got like a head cold. Well, for now, I don't know. I'm trying to battle it with Apple Crown here, but
which I hate that I didn't get to. So Dennis and I were supposed to do a training class, which it wouldn't have mattered for what I'm about to say. So we'll just bypass that. I didn't get to bring you your sweet new swag for AHR since we didn't have that meeting, or your table. But so, and this I guess can lead into my other story. When I met with Cajun Joe last week, I brought him a big 4-ton 5-head system. Bosch, was it Climate 5000? Trying to think what all it was. Yeah, so it was 5 Gen 3 9Ks and then a 48,000 high heat multi-head. But
God,
when I was there, dude, he crushes them.
I know.
But he runs into so many applications where it's the only thing you can do, especially for one of the agencies he works for. He's like, man, I go into these old houses and there's no crawl space, there's no attic, there's nowhere to put ductwork, so everything's got to be a mini split. Doesn't really have a choice.
Yeah, I mean that's up north. That's the mountains. That's I mean that's that's where they're taking off for sure.
So he gave me one. He asked me if I was going to see a certain person or if I could go see him because he gave me their Christmas present. And then he also was like, "You going to see Dennis?" I said, "Of course I'm going to see Dennis, Dad." He's like, "Well," he's like, "here's a little something for the two of you." He hands it to me. And of course, there's 2 tall boy mason jars of peach brandy.
Oh, the peach brandy. God, it's been a while.
But he also made a special cherry brandy that he only gave to me and you.
Oh, I'm going to have to drink that on the show.
Oh, yeah.
That will be a short show.
Yeah. And then he we started.
You use gin to make that?
I think he bases it with it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got it to talking because the other person I was going to go see, someone else also from the former company that you and I worked for, but we got on the subject of Toys for Tots for them because that was something that was always a big thing around the holidays. And this past year, there was another reason why they tried to do such a big job with it. And I was talking to him a little bit about that because I had seen some of the pictures, and he said, I remember, he's like, you know where Toys for Tots came from, right? And I said, I know it's the Marines, but I don't know the whole backstory. He's like, well, he said, Toys for Tots was started by the 4th Battalion Marine Reserves in New Orleans, Louisiana in like 1946 or 47.
Wow.
And he said so he has one older sister, my Aunt Catherine. He said when Catherine and I were little, he said, I remember Mom and Dad didn't have a lot of money. And he said, I remember us getting Toys for Tots tickets and being taken to the Louisiana Pelican Stadium, which was an old single-A ball team, I think, at the time. He said, I remember having a ticket and going into the stadium and the Marines giving me a toy. And he said, ever since I've had the ability to do it, I've given $200 or $300 to Toys for Tots every year since. Now, I'm 37 years old, and he's never told me this story. But it's things like that, you get on a random topic, and it just comes out.
He's like my dad.
It just comes out. It's in there. It's just something's got to jog it loose because you've got 500 million memories in there that you can't make sense of till you hear something.
So you're saying back then the kid had his ticket and he went in there and got the toy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I like that, though.
Well, because, back then in the 40s, kids probably lined up in orderly fashion and picked out a toy.
Yep.
It wasn't like Black Friday where everyone
see them all lining up now
to
go in there to get their Jordans. Dang.
Well, and the thing is, this is not me saying there aren't people in today's society that are grateful for good things.
Right.
But people then that had, he was raised when the country was at war. of course they probably didn't. And plus, my grandfather was off fighting it.
Yeah,
most of my
Christmas
dad's
wasn't
childhood.
a big thing yet.
You know?
I mean, it wasn't like,
Which it makes me wonder, because I think originally Dad had talked about either going Army, going Marines, or whatever. And then I remember my grandpa was like, "You can go in the Navy, you can go in the Army." He's like, "You ain't going in the Marine Corps." But I could see Dad. Part of him, I think he was saying he might have thought about doing it, and I can understand why now, knowing like his Toys for Tots thing, because as a kid it made an impression upon him that the Marines cared about kids. So that was a cool story.
Well, what did Rhydon get for Christmas?
What did Rhydon get for Christmas? So I got an HVAC Rhino sign.
Oh, I did see that.
Chris was like, I was gonna do the backlit one, but it wouldn't get here for like 3 more weeks. And she's like, I don't know where we would have put it. She said, I figured this was easier for you to sort out. I said, yeah,
you can always backlight it.
Anyway. Yeah. So, and then she got me a set of cornhole boards for the backyard.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Speaking of that, our annual New Year's Eve party that we... God,
that looked fun.
Yeah.
That's probably why you're sick.
So, it probably, hanging out with about 40, 50 people. It'll do that to you. Nowadays, apparently, that's what'll happen.
Super spreader event? Super spreader event?
Yeah, herd immune system. Yeah. So, last year, me and Grayson, Agent Turner, we won the cornhole. Somebody eventually starts playing, and then they just play till everybody's done, Winner stays up there. Who wants some next? And God, me and him got eliminated the first round. I don't know. I just couldn't get it rolling. But yeah, I like me some cornhole. It's hard to beat cornhole. You got a good little flat spot in the back, don't you?
Yeah, it's perfect. And
left to right. Yeah.
Yep, left, right, perfect. And then I think eventually I'm going to turf at least that lower portion of the yard. Because up the top part's probably going to end up being more hardscape anyway.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just going to put turf and some French drains down there. Because, man, we get standing water terrible right there behind the house close to the walkway. Because it's just not drained off well. That retaining wall helps some stuff, but it puddles up really quick. Get some drains
put in.
Yep.
Have them go out front.
Yep. And we've got a few that do that. We've got one that wraps around that goes under the walkway to the other side of the extra parking spot. But we need to do a little work back there once I can finally get a lot survey and get a fence and everything else. But that's
so when I was driving around looking for land to build a house on, that's all I could think about. Because it's so much cost later to be like, oh crap, what? That whole the way the lot's shaped, old school guys, they thought of that first.
Yep.
Now they just build a house and it's like, man, they'll just deal with the water later. But
yeah, literally.
That's slab, not so much, but crawl space, basement, water's a problem.
Oh,
it can be a big problem. So my lot slopes from left to right, and it's gradual. I feel like in 100 feet, it may be 3 or 4 feet, one end to the other. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
I feel like I might throw a retaining wall in, maybe, but hopefully you break ground on that June. That's my timeline. I called the architect today for the first time and had to leave a message, so that's not a good start. But I've already tweaked my plans enough on the kitchen table here that I feel like I could just hand them over to him.
Right, here you go. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Here's your $1,500. But yeah, I'm ready to get started on that. That'll be some fun episodes. I feel like.
I'm excited. Because I want to come up. I'm going to come up and help you run the ductwork and everything. I think we can get some great content out of that.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about.
We'll make Kylie do it with us.
I'm gonna have all the LEDs inside the units, just like.
Oh, you should. It'd be great.
Just like training the training units that I build, just full throttle. I mean, why not?
Why not?
Out back, somebody's like, "Is that unit lit up over there?" Well, yeah, of course it is.
Coming for you, Jeff.
So I got, yeah, I'm lighting up the inside. So when I go to work on it, it's lit up already.
That's it.
Dude, every time I have a training class, the guy's like, "Man, I wish they'd put lights in them units like that." Especially the furnace. I just line the whole thing with LEDs, and they're like, "God, this would be fantastic." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm putting them in mine at my house."
You could do that too if you wanted.
Yeah, $9.99 Amazon. Stick them in there and plug them in.
Put an extra $25 in the ticket and go to town.
Yeah, just add LEDs. There you go. So I got me a pair of boots. I don't know if you've seen these boots. So I've got a pair of, is it Ariat? Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to screw that up. I bought they're slip-on, like you wear, the short.
Yep, Chelsea
slip-on.
boots.
Yep, Chelsea boots. They had the white sole, and they're just, regular boots. They're just all leather. I bought them 9 years ago, and I am now through the sole. Like, the sole was probably 3/4 thick. I'm down to 0. And they still have the same model, same everything. So I got another pair, and I'm going to have to put it on Instagram and show.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like, tag them in it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we could get a boot sponsor. I'll take it.
There you go. I mean, I wore them through, service. I mean, on your knees in an attic or a crawl space, man, boots take a beating.
Yep.
But these aren't like tactical with all the toe and they're just leather boots. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they're waterproof too. I mean, they're just leather. But yeah, I'll send you a picture. It's kind of wild that them next to each other, but they're the same boot. They don't even look close.
Oh, I bet they
bad.
don't.
So you had some, before we go into any links, I got a link for you.
Oh, I saw it up here.
All right. I want you to click on that. So this is every once in a while, I just click on Google and I type in HVAC podcast, and I just want to see where we pop up.
Yeah.
Just curious. And this is FeedSpot, which is, I don't even know what FeedSpot is.
Comprehensive human curated podcaster database.
So for the last couple years, me and Rhydon have been out of the top 10.
Yep, we have definitely not been in the top 10 if we've even made the top 20.
So this is the 20 best HVAC podcasts for 2024.
And it was published December 28th. Okay, so it's relevant.
Now, to be fair, so number 1 is HVAC School, Brian Orr.
Yep.
Huge props to him. Putting out the technical knowledge. HVAC know-it-all.
Yep,
Same
Gary.
thing. Good job there. And as we go down through there, we end up number 6. We used to be out of the top 10. Now, the guy in front of us, number 5, puts out 3 episodes a year.
Yeah.
He's crushing it. And then this guy, number 4 there, you looking at that? Like, I didn't know he had a podcast.
I think he did for a long time. And then
I like him.
I did too. Recently he started doing one that was about like old Western towns and Old West history.
Right.
So he kind of transitioned out of it, but I mean his show obviously is, it's there, it exists, and people still listen to it. They still get a lot of information and value from it because he's had years and years of just knowledge to pour out to people.
Yeah, so it's just there.
Yep.
So yeah.
I hope one day we're like, we've done this forever. Now we're gonna actually have a golf podcast, And
Right? Oh, yeah. I'm in.
HVAC hole in one. All right.
No, I want to have a golf tournament hosted by HVAC R&D.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
That's
that is
happening.
definitely gonna happen before it's over with. Let's see, how do I add other stuff on here? Because see, like it's for some of these guys it has. Oh, actually, here, let's get through the rest of this. So we were number 6. So
Yep. Which is good.
I'll take it, man.
That's just a Google search.
We've only been doing this for 3 years, so I'll take it. Let's see, Jerks is right there with us. HVAC Shop Talk, which is, I mean, Zach has been doing this long as anybody.
Zach, Shop Talk, that was the first one I ever listened to. You remember that? And I walked in and at the office and I said, I've been listening to this podcast. I feel like we could do this. We could ramble on.
We can ramble on. Ramble on.
Yeah, ramble on.
Let's see, building HVAC science. Some of these I don't even know exist. Masters of the Hustle. I think they're at AHR with us. I think. I swear, now I want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know who's coming to AHR with these.
Which I can look at that too. Where's that sucker at?
What's up, Trade Crew? Corey here, taking a little break from the action to give you Boone story time. So, once upon a time, I was in Boone, and I needed a bottle opener. So I grabbed the HVAC R&D official podcast bottle opener. Man, I tell you what, this thing is serious business. You got to go cop one on hvacrnd.com. Again, that's hvacrnd.com. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've been trying to put out. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I'm traveling, I usually listen to golf podcasts. But I will catch up on everybody else's HVAC podcast as well. As a technician, if you're a tech and you're wanting to learn about a specific part or sequence operation or something like that, like Brian Orr or AC Service Tech. They do a great job. Yeah, they do a great job. I mean, that's all they do.
Let's see, who else is on here? HVAC Tech Tips. Don't know who. I hadn't heard of that one. There's Gil. Gil's at 13. HVAC on the Air. Engineering Tomorrow. Webmasters. I know HVAC 360 is on here. That I've seen that one, but I don't think it's had a new post in like 3 or 4 years.
Isn't it is it Carrier? Isn't it a CE?
I can't remember. It might be, or it might be a CE guy.
Well, I was going to say, so, especially in 2020, a lot of distributors, a lot of people, and they're still doing it, are tasked to put out a podcast. Like, check a box. Y'all should do a podcast and talk about your sales, your products, like what do you have, and so they do, and they post it. And,
now, and why you say that, here's another very interesting topic. So if you look at the average show length, so the average show length for for HVAC school, 32 minutes, know-it-alls 38, 35 minutes, 50 minutes, 17 minutes. Our average show time is 96 minutes. We give you the content, people. We do not shortchange you.
Boy, our last episode was a lot.
It was.
It was a half a day.
It's so good, though. It's so good.
It was a half a day. It didn't feel like it, though.
No, it didn't. What killed me is at the end. I unfortunately, I felt awful. We could have talked to him for another 2 hours, but I had a guy pull up in my driveway because we're working on getting some lights changed, and he was coming in to look at a few things, and I had to go deal with him. But what's funny is we're like, yeah, we're gonna have, or you were saying we're gonna have a Brad 2.0, and then we're gonna talk about music, and then he's like, yeah, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, is the band still together? I was like, Dennis, next show.
Next show. I know. Yep. No, we'll have to have Brad back on for sure.
No, I'm definitely I'm excited to go up there.
He will not buck us on that.
No, that was a great time. Did he ever
A
get
lot of good knowledge too dropped on that show.
Did he ever decide if he was coming up in a couple of weeks?
AHR?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming.
Sweet. Are they staying with us, or did they find rooms?
Nah, he had to pull the trigger on something. I had to, I didn't send him the hotel in time, but well, they're, the hotels at this point for AHR are just slim.
No, I'm sure.
But no, they'll be up there.
Nice.
So we'll hook up at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I swear I thought these people were in the pavilion.
So what's these links here you got? You got some...
I'd put some on here.
Some government affairs stuff? I know.
Well,
I know everybody's bucking the whole furnace change, efficiency change. Well, groups are, right? That's not
all
on
right.
here.
So where's this one? So this was from Hardy. So this was a Hardy article. EPA moves install date for residential and light commercial heat pumps and air conditioning equipment. So the following information, so we keep getting asked what the sell-through period is going to be. So on December 20th, the EPA signed an interim final rule to address concerns regarding January 1st, 2025 installation compliance date for residential heat pumps and air conditioning systems by amending the final regulation to allow for installation of higher GWP, which is 410A stuff.
Right. They moved it to January 1,
so equipment manufactured
right?
or imported before January 1, 25 can be installed until January of 2026. So we have at least a 1-year sell-through, which helps for anything that was built prior to January 1, 25. So,
right.
If you've got a 410A system that rolled off the line December 31st, 2024, you can put it in. Now, I'll about guarantee you money, none of those are going to happen because they will have already had to change lines over. But we're all going to have inventory we got to sell through.
Yeah, that's mainly an inventory thing because the manufacturers are already switching over.
Yeah, they're going to be switching probably middle of the year.
I mean, they have to get
I did also see, I swear I thought I put the link, but it looks like I accidentally double tapped the link. But I did see something where, at least for now, here it is. So EPA announces plans to formally withdraw refillable cylinder or QR code tracking requirements from the allocation rule. So at least as of right now, how we get our refrigerant is not changing. We're not going to have refillable 410, refillable 32, refillable 454, all that crap. We're going to be able to have single-use canisters will be in effect, I would guess, at least for another couple of years. Now, overseas, we used to keep talking about those articles about not counterfeit, but illegal refrigerant being moved into Turkey and Hungary and all these other places. Well,
right.
And the reason it was illegal is because people were still bringing in single-use canisters. Those countries have already went to a system that requires you to go and get a refill and track it.
Right.
However, you look at the size of Hungary versus the size of the United States, and that immediately lets you know it was a little bit easier to implement there than it will ever be here, at least for now.
Right.
But you and I can.
Well, and the left side of our country will the left side of they will. California, there's always going to be giants that initiate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're like, we'll do it. We'll try it.
But yeah, those were two topics I know we talked about a lot last year. And when I saw these come out the last couple of weeks, I wanted to make sure that we, at least, as you said, followed up, kind of went back on some of the things that we've talked about through the year. Because I do want people to get good, positive, educational information out of at least, a couple minutes of our show every time.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, that's... Well, and as you know, people listen to this show that have came to my Bosch trainings, you know, I'm going to have to talk about some of that stuff as we go along.
Yep.
But what do you see? You seeing anything? You hearing anything on the distribution side? I mean, guys will still. It's still going to be pretty soon when you show up and you purchase a 454B unit or R32, because sell through is sell through. That's what that means.
That's it. As of right now, the only people that I've had a true conversation with in terms of timeline for changing their manufacturing lines to new refrigerant is FHP and Bosch. So
Right.
when I was in Florida, October? Yeah, because it was the week after. It was either the week after or week before we went to Chicago. And one of the things that we brought up in the factory tour was, you know, at what point do you guys pull the plug and change it over? They said some stuff, as soon as we are done producing the orders we have as of whatever date they set,
Right.
that are 410, it's switching. So they're going to start switching some lines as early as May or June.
Well, I don't feel like our barns were that full anyway because of
new. So
I mean, how does that fall with commercial?
well, that's the other thing, because actually I don't even want to get into that because God knows how bad that's going to be. Because a lot of a lot of the commercial lead times are now, you know, they're still 12 to 30 something weeks, which to me, sorry, manufacturers.
That's not even real. That's not even.
Yeah, sorry, manufacturers, but really, I mean, seriously.
I mean, what are they saying to cause that?
You know, it was the COVID excuse forever, and now it's a labor excuse, or it's this, and I get that to a point. We've all got our labor issues, but
I don't see why though.
That's
don't
the
get
thing.
the labor thing. I actually never really understood it until the only time it made sense is when people were just half your workforce was out with COVID, right?
Yeah.
But when COVID was over, I say over, I mean,
Yep.
I still know people that get it on a daily.
Oh yeah.
When it was less crippling, where did I go? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't know. But I really truly feel like some of these people are just milking the fact that they can drag it out that long. I hate to say that, but that's almost what it feels like in some cases.
I mean, you'd think they'd want to sell it. I mean, maybe there's a legit, you know.
I mean, maybe, but I honestly feel like we're going to have to start quoting, you know, new refrigerant stuff on the commercial side. I feel like we're going to have to start quoting it at least in probably June. I mean,
Right.
truthfully, because I mean, you know, with Insight's account side with applied engineering and commercial, I mean, you know, these lead times on stuff are 20 plus weeks. Well, I mean, you can't sell them a 410A unit that takes 20 weeks to build in September of 24. It's not going to happen. You know, you can't even really, you truly, I don't think can sell them one in June, because there's potential that it could be 6 month lead time again at some point. You know, this next excuse is going to be like, well, we got to change lines over and we got to do this, so it's taking us longer to do that. We know that's what's coming. There's going to be an excuse again there. So my bigger question, the biggest question, not even when are we going to start seeing them, but when are we going to get pricing on what the new stuff is going to be so that we can start being prepared to make these changes with contractors. I don't want to know what my 454B pricing is from a manufacturer in November.
No, that ain't
you
gonna
know,
work.
because we're already going to have it on order in most cases. So it's going to be an interesting year. And, you know, I won't talk about a lot of it because I want to talk with the guy when we're at AHR about getting him on the show potentially. But what I've seen with the Flex Coil product that ADP announced at Hardy sounds like a really cool coil for at least the transition period and moving forward for what they're going to be able to do with that individual coil. It's going to be pretty sick.
Well, now I will tell you, like on the Bosch side, for our product, for Bosch products, the only two things that have to change are compressor and TXV.
And refrigerant.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the new refrigerant. That's what I'm saying. Coils, piping, how everything's routed,
Yeah, it's already done.
Aside from, leak detection device. But on the indoor, it's a TXV, just like we've had before, R22 or 410A or 454B, right?
Yep.
TXV, superheat spring, all that's got to be different, the power head. But on the compressor side, obviously different there. But other than that, it's software as far as temperature, temperature glide for refrigerant. That'll obviously be a little different. That won't be anything on a tech that has to worry about. But yeah, that's it's gonna be a fun year. 2 years.
It's definitely gonna be a fun 2 years.
All right, so yeah,
I was gonna say another cool thing. I should have added this in the stories, but now I'm thinking about it because we're talking about changes. So yesterday and today, I officially got back the first, not one, but now 2 sets of plans that I've had engineers convert traditional single and 3-phase commercial 5-ton and down product, convert the entire job to Bosch.
Wow.
So,
well, they went from 3-phase to single phase, right? Is that
yep.
What you said? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, because
so that's it. Well, it's not even lead time. We had the conversation with the facilities people that all this stuff is getting designed for. You and I did training with them. We showed these guys what they can really get out of, an inverter system when it's put in the proper, put in the proper way, put into the right environment. And right. These plans for a lot of these buildings that they're either renovating or building new, they may have 10 split systems on them, but half of them are small, so they've already got single phase anyway. All the mini splits are single phase, but then they've got 4 out of 10 systems are 3-phase just on the outdoor. I said, why? I said, you're already running single phase for everything else. Just run single phase for this. Run 3-phase to your commercial packs and that other stuff that's big. But all your small right. splits that you've got, that you're parking together in the same place anyway, just run it all single phase, put inverters in there. Because half the rooms, they're only going to be in an hour a day.
Right.
They don't need a single stage 3-phase system, bang on, bang off, bang on, bang off. They're going to just kill they're wasting power, literally. What for? And, 1, it's available. And 2, price point wise, it's right there.
Oh yeah.
It's right there.
Well, that's where they're hitting everybody.
Yep. And then the one I got back yesterday was switch 13 systems to Bosch. And then the one today, it has a huge VAV system in it that's got to go VRF, but it's got 2 other mini splits. One is a 4.5 ton ducted is what it was not translated, but spec'd out as.
Right.
Which we're converting it to a light commercial 5-ton ducted Bosch system, and then just a 3-ton regular wall mount light commercial grade for a data room.
Yeah, the as far as low ambient cooling for server rooms, it's still mini split.
Oh yeah, can't beat it. And especially when it's not a super involved server room. It's literally just for, I would say there's probably a dozen computers in this whole thing, plus some controls. Oh, okay. So it's not crazy. So it's definitely not something they need like a raised floor like Liebert system or anything crazy like that to deal with the heat in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have a server room in my new house. Psych.
You're not gonna have a server room. You're gonna have a secret studio somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be.
Tracy's gonna be like, "Why are you putting 16 outlets in this room?" Is there something
I am on the fence with I'm on the fence with putting a finished room over the garage, man. I just feel like it's almost a waste of money.
What? Putting in a frog?
Yeah. I'm just talking about the space, like, in general. I mean, I don't know. It's got those.
That's where your studio goes, D.
No, I'm putting the studio out in the shop.
Out in the shed?
The shed. Yeah. So in this neighborhood, I can build a 12 by 16. That's as large as I can build a shop.
That's decent.
Yeah, but
they didn't tell you how tall you could build it.
That's true.
Hey.
But my back.
What if you showed up like a 4-story, 12 by 16 building? Like, this is not what we meant. Hey, I'm just following the rules.
Now, I'm talking about podcast studio, right? Like, Corey's going to have it. By this point, Corey's going to need to find his own place to set up all his drums and guitars.
Yeah, we're going to have leather couches, big ass.
So my studio, my podcast studio would be 12 wide, 8 deep.
Nice.
That's pretty big. I mean, that's plenty.
Room. It's a good room.
I mean, I could record guitar stuff in there too.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I guess everybody heard the new intro.
Yeah. What do you think of the new intro? I like it.
It's all 2000s rock because we've been switching it up a little bit. I feel like we did the 90s and then we did, what was the last one? That was 70s and 80s.
70s, 80s, yeah.
Yeah. So this is all like weird era rock, like 2010.
Next year we could get Brad on for a guest appearance and we could do some a jam band one next year.
String band. Yeah, we need to do like
or we could do some we need a banjo player.
I did drop my old banjo off at Guitar Center and they're
nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know you played a banjo.
You know, I tinker with it. I like to play it like a guitar, actually. Yeah, they got the banjotars now, the 6-string banjos.
Banjotar. What the?
When you hear new country, no lie, like when you hear new country and you're like, oh man, that's cool. It's got a banjo in it. It's not a banjo.
Yeah, it's an electric banjo.
It's a banjotar.
It's such a funny name.
So you'd have to look them up. They got a banjo head on them, but it's 6 strings and you chord it like a regular guitar. It's wild. Yeah, I was wearing one out at Guitar Center. Yeah, all the new country songs, that's what they have. Because they can just grab it and make it's that sound.
That's so funny.
Yeah, banjotar.
Banjitar. Banjotar.
It's like a keytar.
Let me get this finger.
Also fantastic instrument. The keytar.
The keytar is legendary. That is like the staple of 80s music is the keytar.
So Kylie's home, I was going to say Kylie's home from school. Yeah, she's out for school. Corey's home from college. The other night we watched School of Rock, man.
Yes.
I swear, Jack Black, he had no script for that. There's no way. He had to just made half of that up. He's great.
When we watched, Chris and I watched Elf, I think Sunday or the day after, and she was just crashed on the couch, and I forgot that Kyle Gass was in it, and I was just dying laughing.
Oh, yeah. Elf's good.
He's like, we got an idea. We're going to bring in Miles Finch. So you're telling me my 2 crack writers want me to hire another writer? They're like, yeah. And he's like, I like it. Well,
all right. We gotta go over our top 10 most downloaded episodes for 2023.
Yes.
So everybody write these down. Go back and listen to them because
write them down. Go back and listen. I need to get on my social media game. I'll be honest. I haven't posted anything in like 4 days. I was letting everybody get their New Year's posts out of the way. They were flooding everything, and now we can get back to normal.
Right.
So if you don't listen to this show, I'll also release this on social the next week or so, I'd say. But I guess so. I probably should start from 10 down. I wrote them down from 1 to 10, but I'm going to read them 10 to 1.
Okay.
So, number 10 on the most downloaded episodes of 2023, episode 30, Something a Little Stronger, with our buddy
80.
Ben Thompson. Yep, episode 80.
80, you said 30.
Did I say 30?
That 9% is getting on
It is. It's delightful. So, episode 80 with our buddy Ben Thompson, known as HVAC Strong on Instagram. That was a great show.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I love every show we do in most cases, especially ones with guests, because we have sound bites to death. But
yep.
Ben had some good sound bites. I will say that. And let's see. Coming in at number 9, episode 82, Heavy Pour, with our buddy Donnie King, the King.
Yep. So
Donnie works for Rector Seal in the Midwest. We did that show just before AHR. So some of these, and what's funny is some of these have had some time to get crazy downloads. Some other ones have just had great success from the jump. So Donnie was number 9. Number 8, our buddy, the HVAC Foodie, Food for Thought, episode 52. Most downloaded. Oh yeah. I hate that we're not going to get to meet him at AHR, but I'm pretty sure he's coming to Orlando, which I have to say, if you had to pick, that's probably the better climate to go to.
Everybody we've had on the show recently is like, I'll probably see you in Orlando. I'm like, God.
Oh, geez. Number 7, episode 93, Here Comes the Sun. I think that was just the two of us. Number 6.
Yeah, usually we don't make the top 10.
I know. We fell in a groove right there in the middle.
Yep.
Episode 87, Red Solo Cup, is number 6. And then to the top 5.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. Thank you.
Yep.
Episode 56, Cult of Personality, with our other Canadian brother, the HVAC Doctor.
That was a good walkout song.
Oh, yeah. It's a great walkout song. I'm surprised episode 70 with the 4 of us didn't make it. That one usually it's probably like 11.
We still don't understand the algorithm, but
no, but we'll figure it out one day. And also, who cares?
If you haven't noticed, we do title our shows by song titles.
Yep. There are only a handful of shows that don't have a song title that they're named after.
But they do fit the show.
Yeah, and that's... Eventually, I'm going to, thank God they keep making more music, because eventually I'm going to run out of shit to use.
No,
probably
not
not.
Out of anything. No.
But my biggest fight is to make sure I never accidentally use something twice. But
that's what's gonna be harder.
Yeah, but I've been pretty good. I try to make sure when I'm gonna burn it, it's burnt on the right show.
Right.
So number 4, episode 100, Hard Hat and a Hammer, with our good friend Dennis's boss, also the leader of our platinum sponsor, or powered by sponsor. Pardon my misspeaking.
Powered
there.
by. Yeah, and I didn't even drop them in the first.
Yeah. But hey, that's what I was here for, man. Right? I got you. Got you back, D. Got you in the clutch. So, Bob De La Sala, Hard Hat and a Hammer, episode 100. That was a great show. It was really cool to get to hear a lot of his history. Get to hear about him in Cowboys training camp, getting ran over by Herschel Walker.
Oh, crazy. Crazy talk.
That was nuts. And I could just picture...
he was a natural on that.
Oh, yeah. I could picture him with, like, the old school cowboy collar and the, like the Michael Strahan style, like, bar down the middle, like, full face mask. I could just see Bob.
Bob's a big boy.
Looking like friggin' Howie Long just coming through there, tear somebody's head off.
Oh, yeah. That's who he reminds me of. He's built like Howie. Yeah. He's Bob's square, man. He's pretty solid.
No, I'm excited to have a drink or two with him and the rest of the guys on Saturday at the Insight party. That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
All right, number 3, getting into the real nitty gritty, and this is probably the newest episode to ever hit a top 10 spot in a year.
Yeah.
Like this.
Oh yeah.
This show crushed it. Our guest was amazing. His story was awesome. I know he's I haven't really seen him much on social media lately, but you know what? Sometimes you got to get away from that. So coming in at number 3, episode 110, Jailhouse Rock with our buddy Kyle Bayo, known as HVAC Louisiana on Instagram.
Great story.
Great story. If you don't, I mean, it's, and I love having feel-good episodes, but like that is one of the best feel-good episodes we have ever had. That was awesome.
Yep.
And I'm grateful that he took the time to really, be honest and tell people, where he came from and how he got to where he is, because it's important. All right.
Yeah. These are,
absolutely.
remember, these are 2023 now, not of all time.
Yeah, not of all time. These are 2023. Episode 99 at number 2 was 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Which, I mean, how could I? It either was going to be 99 bottles of beer or 99 red balloons, and we drink beer on this show, so victory.
Right. Victory. Man, we got 2 in the top 10.
Yep. And no, we got 3.
3.
7. Yeah. So 2, 6, and 7 are all us, man.
Red Solo.
We're getting better. We're getting better.
I see a theme there.
Yeah, pretty much. Here comes the sun. That's us at 3:30 at the Waffle House after a late night craps run. Like, oh, here it goes.
Yep.
I died laughing when I had to go to Greensboro Tuesday, because I had to get on the old highway facing Danville to get to this job site. I was like, oh, just keep going.
Just keep going, Danville.
Yep.
Caesars.
And I saw that the construction is coming right along. So I'm curious if we have the road show again this coming year. I feel like we need to go back.
Oh, we're going back.
We're just going to go earlier.
I'm going to hold a training class at the Caesars. They got to have a room for me. Train in.
Oh, dude, we need to do one in Cherokee.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to do one up there.
All right.
All right.
Put that in the notes. Yep. Number 1.
So number 1. You may already know it. If you've ever heard a top 10 countdown on this show, there is one guy that dominates.
This is ridiculous.
It's not even, it kills me. Like, it's not even
It's well
close.
deserved though.
It's well deserved, but it is like the gap between 1 and 2 is not even close. That is the scary thought about this one.
I know.
Like, you could wrap like 2 through 5 in there and not hit this number. It's crazy. But number 1 for, I guess I should say, the second or third year in a row.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a plaque for him.
Yeah, I know, right? Number 1 of 2023, episode 41, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, with our good boy Jason.
Yep.
Who, he's been off this week, but I've talked to him 2 different times for like half an hour.
Well, we need to throw up his other episode too. He was on twice.
Yeah, so, technically he was on 3 times. So
3 times.
Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, part 2 and 3. What was that? 89 and 90? Is that what it was? Oh, let me go double check myself real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
89 and 90.
To them back to back to back.
Yeah, so 41, 89, and 90. Which it amazed me that neither one of these made the top 10, but that other one just keeps crushing it.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, HVAC crew. It's Corey back again for another plug on the swag shop, HVACRnd.com. I was scrolling through here, and I gotta be honest, I ain't too happy with the prices, so I'm taking the initiative flash sale, 10% off the entire shop, code DEEZ. That's code DEEZ, 10% off the entire shop. Go kill it. Yeah.
So, those are the top 10 shows: episode 80, 82, 52, 93, 87, 56, 100, 110, 99, and 41. If you had to pick 10 episodes to go listen to right now, and you've never listened to us, but on this one, go listen to those shows.
Yep.
And then you will come back for more.
So speaking of guests,
yep. Which I think one other quick top thing we'll say, because this is another one of those that the breadth between 1 and 2, the rest of them don't matter. So I will say our top viewed social post of 2023 was my repost of the warehouse slalom on the old pallet jack. But when it got reposted, I think it's over 15,000 views, which we're not these guys that have 100,000 followers and all their videos get that. So, most of our stuff is, 2 to 500. So to have something crush it at like 15,000, I'll take it. That was cool.
It's big time.
A lot of extra padding to the engagement that week.
Right.
So, but yes. So, as you all know, we talked about it at the end of every show to tell you to go get registered for AHR to come and see us. We have told you we have guests booked for the show, but until right now, you didn't know who they were.
Right.
So I will let Dennis introduce both of these guys because he's actually got to talk to them a little bit more than I have. So Monday, Podcast Pavilion 2, January 22nd in Chicago for 1 to 3 p.m. Who we have on the show?
So we've got Brian from AC Products. We've had him on here. Well, we hadn't had him on here. We've talked about, I feel like we've had him on here as much as I talked to him. He does the Whiskey Wednesdays on Instagram.
Yep.
He's got the clear spray, the AC Protect spray that we just brought in, and also some other products we just brought in at Keystone. But he's got a booth there, S8695.
Yep.
He's got swag and giveaways ready for the live show, so might want to swing in on that. He's got some pretty nifty things too planned for us that he just can't seem to tell me. He's keeping it a secret. So.
Well, and I know we talk with him next week to do some planning, so who knows, we might have when we're done with the episode, we might end up having a meet and greet over at his booth or something. Who knows?
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna be. Yeah, he's a great dude. Me and Rhydon got to meet him when he came down to do some training for us. So he's pumped. We're pumped. That'll be a good show. And then what else we got?
Yep,
we got Tuesday.
Yep, and then Tuesday, same time, same place. Podcast Pavilion 2, 1 to 3 p.m. Tuesday, January 23rd. Who we got on deck for that one?
We've got Sal. I don't want to screw his last name up.
We don't have to. It's Sal.
I know. It's Sal from Bosch. I'm looking. I was just looking at his last name. It's not that hard, but now I can't remember it. Sal from Bosch. So at Keystone on Mondays we have a. It's called Breakfast with Bosch, and it's all the reps that get on there, and Sal runs the show, and he's on the water side of Bosch, so we're going to be talking boilers, tankless, what's coming down the line, what Bosch has in store. He kind of runs that show on Mondays. It's obviously a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting, but he runs it like a podcast almost. And great guy. He's funny. It'll be a good time with Sal.
No, I'm excited.
And that's booth. Well, you should be able to find Bosch.
Yeah, S8188. 8188.
We should just be able to look around and see them.
Well, and the nice thing is, if you come over to the Bosch booth or the AC Products booth, they are very close to one another. So make sure you go see both while you're there.
Yeah. Be a good time.
And then Wednesday, I know we've talked about it. You guys have seen the videos. We were part of the 2024 Workforce Development Team with AHR and the Prosper Academy, as well as Chicago Public Schools. So on Wednesday is when those students come to the show, and from my guess is usually about 9 to 11, we do a floor tour, and they'll split into a couple of groups. So we'll have a group of kids that we do a floor tour with through the trade show. I know we're definitely going to go see Bosch. Thank you to Bosch for working with us and donating equipment to the school, as well as Midea and Viega also financially were part of the donation that what the school's going to get post the show. So we'll definitely be going by those booths as well. But it's just, it's going to be fun because we got to meet a lot of these kids, at least briefly in October. We're going to get to see them and spend some time with them Wednesday. We're going to spend some more time with them later, probably it looks like in February when we come back and do a visit as HVAC R&D specifically to the school. So, this is something we've wanted to be involved with giving back to our trade since we started. The whole reason we started this show was to be able to talk to our customers and talk to the people in our trade and just help build a positive community moving forward.
Right.
So to really finally have some of these things start to come to fruition, it's awesome. I believe we've had some discussion. I'm hoping that we'll be part of next year's in Orlando as well. And then, our next biggest goal is to really start getting some more of that stuff done here at home in the Carolinas as well.
Oh, yeah. We're getting ready to... This year is definitely going to be big for that. I want to get into these schools and get them some up-to-date equipment.
And if you are, and this is throwing it out there, if you're listening as a manufacturer or you're listening as a contractor and you're in a position where you want to help us help these schools in the Carolinas, reach out, please. Let us know. We will find a way for us to do something for the positive, because that's what we came here to do in the first place. So please, if you're interested, let us know and let's work together.
Yep. You want to? Well, you've already said most of the AHR stuff.
I said most of it, but yeah, I can take us out. So, that's what's coming. That's where we're going to be those couple of days. I know Dennis and I both, for our companies, have a boatload of stuff we've got to handle as well. So we will be all over the floor. I know I'll be running around to a couple of booths Monday and Tuesday morning as well before we get to the stuff. I think there's some other big meet and greets. Kaio, our buddy that was on, what was he, 105? 105? Sheet metal HVAC?
Oh,
pretty sure Kaio was 105.
It was in the hundreds, yeah.
I'll double check that real quick. But he has put together, while I'm looking for it, he put together a cool little social calendar he sent me yesterday that I think he's going to post on his Instagram. I would guess probably sometime pretty soon. But it's got where we're going to be. It's got where a bunch of other people that he follows and is friends with are going to be at different times. It's got some of the bigger social media meet and greets. So make sure to stay tuned to his stuff. And once it comes out, I'll make sure to get it reposted just so that other people see it. Nope. He was 107.
Okay.
107, hard hat and a hammer. Our buddy Rachel was episode 105, which Rachel's going to be up at the show too, I believe. So I'm excited hopefully for you to get to meet her, and I'll be glad to see her and Igor again. Great people. It's good fun.
Episode.
Yeah, great episode. It's so fun to start really just building, friends and relationships out of all this. I can't be more,
Yeah, they're all over.
Grateful for that.
Yeah,
cool. Absolutely. So yeah, if you are not registered for the AHR Expo and you intend to go, please go to ahrexpo.com, get yourself registered. I know we are right up against it for being able to get your badges, which I've still only gotten my regular badge. I'm still waiting for our podcast press ones.
The 5th is the deadline.
So right now, if you've not registered, go right now to ahrexpo.com, get registered. Once you do, download the app on your phone, go save the AC Products booth S8695 as well as Bosch S8188 into your must-see views. Also, go save Podcast Pavilion 2. Come check us out. The Podcast Pavilions are in the concourse between the two major sections of the show. So I think I really think we should have some great flow through traffic, as well as, you know, a little bit better than Atlanta. In Atlanta, we were kind of off to one side. Yes, we were by the beer garden, which is where we like to be, but it was kind of cool. We didn't get that flow through traffic because of where we were. I think it'll be a really good spot in Chicago. At least
now
it
I'm
looks
just
like
gonna holler at you as you're strolling through if I see you.
Hey,
Call you out in the middle of the show.
Yeah, we should. Get over here. Say hey to everybody. You got some stickers?
Got some
This
stickers.
guy needs one right here. But yeah, get that. Plan your show. Follow the booths if you're interested. And then go check us out in the Podcast Pavilion. For any other information, go check out hvacrnd.com. Please go find us on social media, on Instagram and TikTok as hvac.rnd, Facebook, Trade Hounds, and LinkedIn as the HVAC R&D podcast. And as always, thank you. Thank you so much for listening to us for 3 years. Let's make 2024 another great year. We're stoked. Thank you, everybody.
Yep. I'm ready to get after it. So, oh yeah, and hope you enjoyed Corey's ads.
Oh yeah, because I've not heard them yet either. I'm not going to get to hear them till the show.
That's right. I'm dropping them in. It's happening. So,
oh yeah, which means they got a discount code too, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So make sure
discount
to go back and listen
for the swag shop.
That's it.
All right. See you guys next Friday.
Peace.